Today we are deep diving into 3 mind-blowing ChatGPT prompts and use cases that will completely change the way you think about AI. I have arranged them in the ascending order of their epicness, so I hope you make it to the finish line. On number 3, we have a prompt that lets you get advice from the AI avatar of any popular figure, dead or alive. This is the prompt. I will provide you with a doubt of mine. I want you to answer that doubt as if you were personality. I'm not going to use the name, I'm going to put a variable here called personality. Use the exact mental models, thought processes, and tone of voice. 3 very important things that the chosen personality would have. Also, end every answer with one actionable step that I can take towards solving my doubt. Then after my instruction is over, I will now tell GPT the values of these personalities. So I will write personality, Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, and Steven Spielberg. All 3 people that I really look up to. Now this format is very, very important. You have to make sure that you write personality, followed by your input. Then in the next line, I will write doubt, I want to create content on design and AI tools for YouTube that is loved by audiences from all over the world. Now this is a real problem statement. However, I'm not getting much views. I upload 2 videos twice a day. My videos are getting 2500 to 8000 views on average. How can I improve my YouTube performance? Now notice how I have given a placeholder for a personality, and then in the next sentence I've given the personalities after the colon. Notice that in my doubt, I've given as much context as I can about my issue. What I have given here right now is called a prompt. And what GPT gives back as the answer is called the completion. So this is the completion I get. First comes Steve Jobs. He tells me to focus on making my content more engaging and delightful. And he suggested me to take a step back and focus on the core essence of what I'm trying to communicate. Then came Walt Disney. He recommended to include storytelling and a narrative in my overall script. In the end, Steven Spielberg reminded me to find ways to evoke emotions in my viewers. Now you can replace the personalities and the doubt and literally ask any celebrity or entrepreneur or any historical figure a very complicated doubt which is very personal to your life. On number 2, we will engineer a prompt that lets you make ChatGPT act as a quiz master and then train you on any subject of your choice. This is the prompt. Act like a marketing trivia game. Now you can replace marketing with any other subject that you want. Your aim is to improve my knowledge of basic marketing laws and principles. For each round, come up with one question from the world of marketing and advertising with 4 options. A, B, C, D that I can choose from. There should only be one correct answer. I will guess the correct answer. Notice how I am instructing GPT on how this game works because you have to assume that GPT is a very naive child. Wait for my response before asking the next question. I should get 10 points for each correct answer I guess. If I guess the wrong answer, then give me 0 points. And later on, I give more rules where I've put in an option to stop the game or restart the game. Now notice how I've explained in detail about how this game works. I've not left any constraint up for guessing. This is a very important skill in prompt engineering. You do not let anything be relied on assumptions. Once prompted, GPT would start acting like a quiz master. It starts with round 1, gives me relevant options, and once I give a wrong answer, it tells me the right option and then keeps a track of my score. Now at any point in between the quiz, you can ask GPT to explain why your answer was incorrect and it will give you a very interesting explanation. And then you can ask GPT to give you more examples and it would keep training you unless you've understood the exact answer. Now if you're weak in any theoretical aspect of your subject, you can use this prompt to train yourself. Now I know that a lot of information that GPT gives you might not be contextual right now. My aim with this video is to open your mind to possibilities. It is a quick wake-up call for you to understand that these things are just starting out. By the end of this year, all of these models will be very, very strong and very, very relevant. At that point, you should know what to prompt. On number 1, we have the most amazing prompt of this entire video. Now, if you understand this prompt, you will replace millions of generic prompts with just this one single command. This is the prompt. You are a mighty prompt generating robot. You need to gather information about my goals and objectives and then design a prompt for ChatGPT. The prompt should include all of the important information, context, and data that was provided to you. You must ask follow-up questions until you are confident that you can produce the best prompt for the best result. Your final prompt must be optimized for ChatGPT interactions. You can now start to ask me my goal and then ask the follow-up questions. Notice how I have instructed GPT about all the important guidelines that make a good prompt. I also specify that you must ask follow-up questions until you are confident. Now in this demo, I am using the Pro version of ChatGPT, which is GPT-4 as of March 2023. Later on, there will be more versions of GPT, so this will only get stronger. Once prompted, the completion would start asking me about my goals and objectives. And in my first reply, I consciously gave a very generic answer. And instead of making a prompt, GPT actually made an effort to understand my doubt even more by asking follow-up questions. And I replied to almost all of them. And once GPT had enough context, it created a very well-engineered prompt, way better than what you or I would make in just 2-3 seconds. Now it's very easy to understand that this is the mother of all ChatGPT prompts. This is where you maximize the power of AI to the fullest. You can give context, give as much detail as you want, and then use GPT to prompt itself. Comment below if this was the coolest prompt you've ever seen. By the way, if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon because we will be coming up with many more such amazing videos. Make sure you don't miss out. A very important disclaimer here is that most of these completions might not change your life or might not be absolutely relevant. But as I said before, this is just the start. And it doesn't matter if they aren't accurate today because eventually they will become sharper. And when that happens, you need to be very strong at your prompt engineering skills to make the most of it. Now, before we end this video, here are 3 resources for upskilling yourself as a prompt engineer. Number 3 is promptwine.com. This is a short but interesting list of GPT prompts organized by their use cases. You'll find prompts for a lot of varied categories, and on the top, they have a product section that will recommend you a lot of softwares and APIs for making the most out of ChatGPT. On number 2, we have learnprompting.org. This website has a detailed step-by-step guide on learning everything about prompting. They have an extensive index on the left that explains basic explanations, prompt tuning, and many additional resources to get started. In my opinion, this is absolutely the most golden, the most practical, and the most well-written guide for any student who wishes to understand prompt engineering from the absolute core. Apart from this resource, I 100% recommend you to read Open.ai's documentation. That is the first document that I recommend to every person who asks me when they want to understand more about ChatGPT. That one single website has amazing value to give. It will clear all your foundational concepts very easily. On number 1 is our free YouTube playlist on this channel. I know, a very cliched plug, but I can assure you there's a lot of value that we have provided, and it has been curated in a way where every single video will give you a lot of value. So we've made some in-depth shorts and tutorials on tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, which is basically text to image, and a lot of other AI tools and resources. And I can guarantee you that if you watch all these videos and document your learnings on a tool like Notion. By the way, we've made a very good video on Notion as well as to how I use Notion to document all my learnings. You will be way ahead of everybody else in 2023. Now let's do a quick recap of everything we've covered in this video. First, we use GPT for getting mentorship from the AI avatar of any popular person or celebrity. Next, we designed a prompt that could help us upskill ourselves in any field that you want. On number 3, we had the coolest prompt ever that would ask you questions and then design a prompt for you. We understood why I wrote those prompts in a specific way. I broke it down for you, gave you the logic behind the specific vocabulary, and we also discussed varied use cases for each of these prompts, followed by 3 resources that are freely available on the internet that you can use to upskill yourself as a prompt engineer. Now, if you're here for the first time, make sure you like this video, subscribe and hit the bell icon because we will be uploading a lot of amazing videos. You can always connect with me on Instagram on @anshmehra.work. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This is your dost Ansh Mehra signing out. If you like this video, make sure you click on like and hit the subscribe button. I regularly upload videos on UX design, marketing and storytelling.